Another issue highlighted in the book is something that some Supreme Court judges themselves spoke out very publicly in the press conference in 2018, and that is the untrammeled power of the Chief Justice of India as the master of the roster. Do these studies that you went through indicate that the judges who held that infamous press conference had raised some very valid concerns?
They obviously raised very valid concerns. Those concerns are borne out in our research. But we found actually that there are two ways in which we thought they underplayed the concern. The two ways that they underplayed the concern was that the way they presented the issue was that there were a few cases where the Chief Justice, with an eye to outcome, was appointing benches. And we find, at least when it comes to the most controversial cases, which we are measuring by looking at how many judges are on the bench or are on that bench, at least the most significant cases, the master of the roster problem, the problem of strategic case assignments, is pervasive across the board, right? Pervades across the board in these assignments. So we found that the Chief Justice over-assigns cases to themselves. They're about 4 times more likely to be on a constitution bench as compared to the next senior most judge. And the Chief Justice is almost never in a minority, which means that the Chief Justice who's constructing the bench has the ability to always carry the majority with them, nearly always carry the majority with them. So that seems to suggest that this is not just an administrative power. This is a power that is being exercised in a way that gives the Chief Justice an upper hand in shaping the most controversial, the most salient issues in the country. The other way in which the judges in the press conference framed the issue was that of senior and junior judges, right? So they said that generally it appeared, the way they framed the issue, it appeared that seniority is the norm in assignment to important cases, and their problem was that cases were being assigned to junior judges. And so we looked at, is seniority really the norm, or is there any other discoverable neutral standard, or standard that is not just based on the personal preference of the Chief Justice that could be discovered. And we found one, that seniority is not a norm in assignment to, at least to constitution benches. So that's 5 judges or above. We also could not discover any other norm beyond who the Chief Justice, beyond the fact that the Chief Justice should be able to be in the majority. We couldn't really discover any other norm by which the Chief Justice could decide how to assign cases to assign judges to constitution benches. So in these two ways, we thought that the concerns that the judges raised in the press conference were underplayed, because this is a pervasive problem. And this is not a problem where the Chief Justice, Deepak Mishra, in that case, was departing from the norm in a few instances. This is something that Chief Justices have been doing all across, and they haven't been able to arrive at, norms that would guide, norms that would bind or that would otherwise guide Chief Justices in how they should be assigning judges to these constitution benches.
Right, absolutely. I think Justice Gogoi was actually part of the press conference, and he himself became the Chief Justice immediately after that. And he assigned a case to himself in which he was accused of sexual harassment. So even though he raised concerns, I think, like you mentioned, it's a pervasive issue, and there doesn't seem to be any stopping it.